Any update on the 200-mile-an-hour drone? Asked Luke Stearman. I have not gotten back to that, Luke. I got sad that there's no legal way for me to show you guys that drone flying 200 miles an hour. You could theoretically get a waiver to go over 100 miles an hour, but it's not. Number one, the process of filling out the paperwork, the waiver, writing the waiver, here's how it works. You write a waiver application where you say to the FAA, I should be allowed to break the rules. And here's why it's okay for me to break the rules. And the FAA has certain things they want to see in that waiver application, but they're not going to tell you what they are. So you submit your waiver application and they go, okay, box tick, box tick. Oh, didn't tick these boxes. I didn't even know the boxes existed. Maybe I would have ticked the boxes, but I didn't know they cared about that. The FAA only wants you to fly over 200 miles an hour, over 100 miles an hour on a Tuesday. Well, I was going to do it on a Tuesday, but I didn't think to put that in the report because I didn't know you cared. Sorry. Waiver denied. And the whole process of submitting the waiver and waiting to get it takes like 90 days. So like you submit the waiver and then maybe you hear back from them, maybe you don't. Within 90 days, they come back and they go, sorry, your waiver application was rejected. And it's not even like they go, here's the things you need. They're not going to give you the answers to the test. They're not going to like help you figure out how to get the waiver. That's not their job. They just go, nope, waiver denied. And you're like, well, flip. And it's a matter of public record. The waivers are a matter of public record. So I can see that in the last 2 years, there have been 7 waivers, or however many. I don't know. The exact number is single digits. There have been 7 waivers where the FAA let people go over 200 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour. Can you read their waiver application? No. So I can't even crib somebody else's work. And I was talking to Vic Moss. Vic Moss is an expert on FPV and drone legal stuff. And he said he's working on a waiver application. I don't remember exactly what he's working on a waiver for. It's tens of hours to write the waiver application, to research it, and figure out, and maybe even more than 100 hours. It just depends on to figure out how to write the waiver application in such a way that you get it approved. So this company who wrote a waiver and had it approved, they're not just going to say, hey, everybody, here's how I wrote the waiver application. Here are the things I did that got my waiver approved. You got to say, I'm doing it on a Tuesday. I'm going to be wearing an orange shirt, and I'm going to make sure that I sing God Bless America before I fly. And if you say those things, then the FAA will approve your waiver. Except in reality, it would be, I'm not doing it near people. I have controlled airspace. I'm maintaining visual line of sight and other things that we don't know about. If anybody out there has an over 100 mile an hour waiver and is willing to share their waiver application with me so that I can crib it and figure out how to get my waiver approved, that would be great. But they don't do that. Maybe they'll do it for me because I'm special. But generally, this information is not out there. You just have to figure it out. And I got really discouraged. Now, obviously, I could take that drone and I could go outside and I could fly it 300 kilometers an hour anytime I want. I just can't show that to you because I'm a giant wimp. And if I were a real man, the government, and I would do what I want. And I'd say, come get me, you fools. Except that would be stupid. That would be stupid. I can't afford to do that my entire career. If the FAA comes after me and finds, like if there was something that I thought was really worth standing up for, I would just eat the fine. I would GoFundMe the fine, but like this isn't that thing, right? So anyway, I got really discouraged, and I haven't put the 200 mile an hour drone back in the air again because of that. And I was like, what if I went to Mexico? Like, really, legitimately. Like, I'm not saying just, oh, look, I'm in Mexico, quote unquote. What if I went to a foreign country and did it? And I was like, I don't know. It's dumb.